This is the second video. So, we're just going to play this a couple of times and just talk about what we see. We're going to start with the UI. And one of the interesting things you will note in the UI is there's 51 units. 51 units. There's not 50 units. There's 51 units. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. This is a massive battle. When you consider that what is actually going on here, we have a huge amount. Now, it could just be like the Chinese or the Russian in Age of Empires 3, where your units just are somewhat overwhelming, like the Zerg, a lot of pikes around like this. By the way, take a look at these pikemen, the way that they're moving in and around the soldiers, the way that they're fighting. It looks amazing. Like, look at these poor little fellas trying to fight off all the pikes, and you've got 4 or 5 pikes all stabbing over each other. Like, that you can actually see the way that their pikes are all like crossing over each other. It's like they're actually crossing swords. Okay, maybe not crossing swords, but you guys get it, right? Like, look at this. It looks fucking amazing, man. It looks so good. Look at the way that they move. It looks so natural. The way that they like hobble together. They're moving in with formation. The guys behind it like hut, 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 hut. Wow. Wow. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more. We're going to start by looking at the UI, see if we can spot anything. So again, we have got the W here, which initially was the Q. So no different formations, just all the same. In our select box, it doesn't look like we've got any pikes at all. It looks like we've got 48 men-at-arms. We've got 2 of these horsemen, which are represented by the horse. You can actually see there's a horse with a pike, so it could be like a lancer unit then, probably. And then we've got the hero unit, which is this big boy. It's moving quite slow though. I'm not sure if if they're on a horse or if it's on a turtle. What do you guys think? I think it's a turtle. Carrying a flag might be empowering the units around it. Got some archers over on the background, and take a look at the shields. I don't know whether the shields really represent the units or like the civilization that they're from, or just like the color that they've got. But definitely look like berserkers. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like the same type of like Norwegian berserker, that sort of thing. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. I love it. I love the way that these guys are moving around the back like that, like they're enforcing. Just look at the pathing on this is beautiful as well. Look at this guy, the way he paths around. It looks amazing. Okay, so one of the other things I'm noticing is terrain and the lighting. So we've got a very, very clear hill that's being fought upon right here, with one side of the hill over here to the north and one side over here towards the south. The light, or wherever the sun is coming from, it's coming from over on this side, the eastern side of the screen, the right side of the screen, and that it's laying down, which is why you don't see any of these archers actually firing their bows.
Hey, Gus! I got something to report to you.
Punderstruck, thank you very much for the tier 1, my friend. Very much appreciated. It's good to have you back for the 3rd month in a row. So we don't see any of the bows firing, because I'm assuming that they don't have line of sight on, like, you've got, if we watch the bows on the back line, none of them even make a move to grab their bow. Okay, and I'm assuming it's because like they're just reaching the top of the hill here. Like, sure, if they like maybe step one further step down, then maybe they're gonna get shot. But so it's very, very clear to me that terrain, line of sight plays an integral part of Age of Empires 4. Just from this single video. So I don't know whether that's going to be like static hill bonuses, like in Age of Empires 2, where you actually have a stat increase, whether that's just going to be a line of sight thing. Like there are some, like if we were to look at StarCraft as an example, if you've got a hill, your opponent can't see you on that hill, but you can see your opponent. So perhaps it could be something like that. There's a lot of ways that you can sort of provide a bonus to the hill. Another great thing is looking at these shadows. Take a look at the shadows as they move. Just look at the fighting that's going on, and it's reflected in the shadows. That's incredibly good graphics. I'm so pleased with it. This is all I could have ever asked for in a game. These graphics are genuinely like 2021 graphics. I feel so fortunate to be able to watch this right now. Interestingly, at the top, we've got a 1. So I know that some people were saying that this may represent the age that you're in. Well, we were in age 3 before, or at least that's what we thought. Now we've got a 1 at the top. So are we in age 1 all of a sudden with our lancers and our berserkers? I don't know. I don't feel like age 1 would have you'd have access to all of these units. So, Cavalry units instead of using a spear instead of a sword. Yeah, so I suspect they're lancer units. So similar to what Spain has got in the game at the moment, or like the Nagi, where they use a spear. Yeah, true. They don't have any resources. They do have population space. There's a point where they actually have 100 population. Oh, I can move this around? Oh, I never realized I could move that around. Can I just like... Yeah, I can move it over here. Fuck yeah. Now you guys don't have to see it. Yeah, the very start of the scene, it's got 100 pop, and then one of them dies. You can actually see they've rotated the map as well. Very interestingly. It doesn't sit at that 45-degree angle that it sat before. It's now sitting at about, what is that, 10 degrees? Spears beat swords at all points of history. Yeah, I like what you did there. I like it, Gagoots. I like that a lot. It also does show the direction of true north. Yeah, so you can see how much it's been rotated. Oh, they've just rotated the camera? Yeah, that could be a good point, actually. They might have just rotated the camera instead of rotating the minimap itself. That's a great point. And that's probably what they've done for this battle. I love the way that the pikes move as well. Like, they're not just sitting statically. Look at the pikes. How each of the pikemen is like a real pikeman ready to go. Like, this guy here, he's shaking his pike a little bit more than the guy down here. Like, this guy, he's not too excited. But this guy at the back, he's like, fucking let me at him. I'll take him all down right now. Look at this guy over here. He's just holding steadfast. Meanwhile, you got this guy behind him with like a 12-foot pole just ready to take him out. And then this guy over here getting a bit too excited. See, a little bit of clipping issue. I hadn't actually seen any clipping. One of the things I was noticing, like right here, if you were to zoom in on that, look at that. I can very clearly see that this pike is above all the other pikes. There's no clipping in here whatsoever. It looks like it's a genuine structure that's been made within the engine to reflect that each individual unit or each individual pike is sitting on top of each other, layered correctly, and subsequently used by each unit. But then we've got some clipping over here, so maybe it's not all perfect. Once again, we can see the speed. So look at the speed that the backline of units run in at. Oh, that's annoying that it disappears like that. So yeah, take a look at the speed that the back line is running in to the front line. So we're definitely going to be able to see some form of speed manipulation in the game, as with what we see in Age of Empires 3. Interestingly, formation as well. What I really do love right here, okay, is you've got 51 units being selected. I can clearly see that these units are being selected. If this was Age of Empires 3, these guys would be running back to here. Like, they're literally charging into battle, but in Age of Empires 3, if you select them all together and command them to go over here, they're going to be running back to group up. But they're not doing that. They're sticking their line. And this is what they should be doing. It's so good. Like, sure, these guys all here, they need to get into formation. You can actually see this guy here is running to get into formation. But these guys aren't. Look, this guy's running to get into the formation. He's like, get me out of here. And the pikeman's like, hey, you get back here, boy. But then these guys all just run on. I love it. That's exactly how it should be. It's exactly how it should be. Oh my god, it feels so good. Oh god. Oh, that looks so good. Alright, I think that we've broken these down enough. I'm incredibly excited about this. If you are at home watching on YouTube, come say g'day. We're probably live over on Twitch right now. And we'll see you guys in the next one. But for the fellas that are on Twitch, don't you guys go anywhere, because we got plenty more to discuss, plenty more to talk about.